Hello and welcome to Decorate It. My name is Mary and this is Wes. And tonight's episode is episode 65. We're going to talk about creative marbling.
No.
Yay! Creative marbling. So we did discuss this in episode 53, but we did Wes's version. And that is mixing epoxy with acrylic paint. And the outcome is beautiful and looks great. But the dosing of it can be kind of finicky, if you will.
For some.
For some, yeah, because you can either get it too thin or you can get it too thick. Depending on what acrylic paint you're mixing with it, it can kind of get a little crazy. I have personally tried to do your way of doing it, and I struggle with the mixing part of it because I can always get it way too thick, and I can't work with it at that point. And the fact that it sets up so fast. So when I was pushed into doing marbling by Bill Falconer, thank you, Bill, I started working with pigments and mica powder and trying to find a thickening agent to work with it so that I could control it a little bit better and get better fluid results that didn't mix together and make these horrible color combinations or bleed out or, you know, do anything random like that. So Mudhole was doing a live probably sometime, I don't remember, it was sometime last year, but they were talking about mixing in color preserver, specifically Flex Coat, into your pigments with your epoxy, and that can be used as a thickening agent. Now, I've heard this for years. I just didn't believe it. I was just like, I don't understand how that is.
That doesn't work.
Right? I don't understand that at all. But I finally bought some Flex Coat and said, I'll give it a try, because if I can dose it correctly with a dropper, because I use a syringe that's dedicated just for the color preserver, then I can get the same results every single time and dial it in a little bit better. So I started playing around with that. Previous to that, I was using the mud that Voodoo Rod sells, and it works great. Problem is it's a little paste. It looks like lotion. It comes in like a little thing that it looks like lotion, has the consistency of lotion. But I also struggled to figure out how much to dose with it, but it works great. It does work really nicely. But I have been on this mixing the color preserver into it kick and trying to figure out how many drops from the syringe is the best consistent kind of mixture. And I will be teaching this next week. So I wanted to kind of do a 2-for-1 and have a demo that's available online that other people can come back and watch, and a little bit more detailed than just those little minute-and-a-half little videos I put out. And also practice so that I don't get there and not know what I'm doing. But I also want to take a minute and apologize about the delay, because technology, the technology, the restream that we were using to put it onto YouTube and also Facebook kept telling me that I didn't have access to my Facebook account, which then took me back into, now I got to figure out what my password was, because I don't ever know what they are, and it wouldn't connect, and I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't connect, and yeah, so we're late, and I apologize. It's totally, we were ready to go at 8:59, get everything hooked up, and panic attack behind the scenes.
Should have just listened the first time.
To who? You didn't say nothing about nothing. You said leave it alone. Just let it go. And I left it alone and I let it go. And it said, nope, not going live on Facebook. So I listened.
No. The second time, I said, just delete it. Do another one.
I don't know.
And you clicking around. Just, I can't get it out.
I was having a panic attack. It's having a panic attack. All right, they said the sound is echoing a little bit. How about we just drop our voices a little bit and talk at a normal level? Let me know if it levels out. We are having to use the disconnected mics tonight because I have to get up and go.
You say dropping your voice and
I
then
know, I'm
raise it.
still loud. Sorry, I talk loud though. I can't help that. I am watching the equalizer and stuff. We're gonna turn this one down just a little bit. Hopefully that helps. But just kind of keep us in check. Hopefully the sound isn't horrible and the video when I go to edit it
You're
doesn't
gonna end
sound
up
terrible.
breaking down and getting some DJI mics.
I'm gonna need something because I'm getting well. The problem is with that we're getting off topic. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about the marbling stuff tonight. Me and you go on a rant about this stuff.
Follow your chart.
Go by the list. So I wanted to put out 2 different demos tonight because we're gonna mix up extra epoxy and I'm gonna show you kind of 2 of the ones that I've been playing around with. I have so many more that I have been doing, but just 2 for one video is plenty. The computer mic is off. Thank you, Daryl, for that. I always make sure to mute that. So before I step over to the wrapper and hopefully the echoing stops, I do want to take a minute and I also want to thank our sponsors. And I also want to make sure that anybody that's coming to the International Custom Rod Building Expo is going to check out the Mudhole Rod Building Challenge because that is taking place. I did not participate this year because I did not have time. We are potentially going to be judges for it.
Last I heard.
Don't know if that's actually going to happen or not, but either way, we're still going to go see what people turned in.
I'm still going to judge you regardless. So
good old
just know that.
Good old Wes is going to be judging regardless. But it is something that everybody, if you didn't know anything about it, it is a challenge that is put out every single year. You get sent a mystery blank. You know nothing about the mystery blank. There's no information on it. You have to figure it out through various ways, and then you have to build it. And you can build it however you want to, as long as it functions. And you can add pieces to it. You can take away pieces, because usually it's a multiple piece blank. And then you get to see what all these people did with the mystery blank and the artwork and stuff that goes on to it. Because yes, it is based off a function, but you also need to, kind of step it up a little bit because you're challenging other people as well. So I'm eager to see that. And also, don't forget to use the discount code MChristy10 when ordering at Mudhole. You get to save 10% off of MHX, Pro Products, CRB, Daho Rail Seats, and American Tackle. Dun, dun, dun.
Pause. You need to check connection.
What?
Well, mine dropped out on Facebook.
What connection?
Like your connection info.
The stats? Everything's fine. There's no droppage or nothing, so
Okay.
it's going to be individual stuff as far as that is concerned. Unfortunately.
Just mine dropped off.
Well. All right.
Question.
I have a question. I put epoxy on the guide about 2 hours ago. Can I add marble it now? It'll end up being on the top, so it's not going to mix into it very well. If it's just the first coat, then just do it for your second one. And don't worry about messing with the first one. Wes, can you get a picture of the entries and then do an episode judging them? That would be gold. Or we just individually look at them, we're like, hey, this rod is such and such.
I don't know how I feel about that, just from a PR perspective.
We would always be pointing out, the
Because I will find flaws.
He finds flaws in my stuff.
I'll find flaws. And it's flaws that I can't stand.
If he did it, we would be like, okay, so here's the rods, here's the entries, here's the stuff that they did. And we'd walk away from the rods and things would be listed out, not specific to a specific rod, saying, maybe guides were crooked or there was some, glue lines or something like that, so that the individuals themselves and you guys would be anonymous, because the thing with it also is that they still have to be judged after they leave the ICRBE, and then they go back to Mudhole, and there's a whole other bunch of people that judge them, and I think it's March. I think they said something about March is when they announce the winner. I'm not sure. So we wouldn't critique them and be like, so this rod is specifically to do, because that's kind of distasteful in my
Mhm.
opinion. Is there such a thing as a perfect rod?
I've seen them.
I'm gonna have to go. No, there's always gonna be some little tiny flaw somewhere. Something.
Do I need to call him?
Oh, our mentor.
Do I need to call him and tell him that you found flaws in his rod? Hold on.
No,
Don't make me put him on.
You're not calling him right now.
I'll put him
No,
on
I
speaker.
know what's wrong with his rods because he tells me what happened in the rods. But then he also tells me how he fixed them, and he goes, "Hey, did you
Mhm.
see what I fixed?" And then
Mhm.
I can't find it because I'm not trying to.
There is such a thing as a perfect rod, but only in the basis of you did the best of your ability to fix all errors that you saw. Does that make sense?
Yes, but in the definition of perfect, then no, because they're all handmade. There's going to be maybe a thread that kind of skipped away from its friend after epoxy was put on, or maybe the guide foot. That's the thing I absolutely hate. But if you grind your guys, this doesn't happen. But if you don't grind them, the little tip of the foot will come out when you're straightening them, and it's like, hey, little silver little dudes here, and you're like trying to fix it. Then you knock everything off. Anyways, let's get to the demo because that's going to take long enough as it is. Juan, let's read that question. You're gonna have to move to the
Juan Velasquez. You better move that chair.
driver's seat so that I can go ahead and start mixing up epoxy over here.
All right, Juan Velasquez. Quick question. Hi. Sorry, I had to do that.
Hi.
Do y'all use CP on guide wraps? I was told not to. No, we do not, unless we absolutely have to.
I've never put CP on a guide wrap. I put them on the under wrap before
I've done it.
in the areas that the feet don't sit, but I've never. You've done it, and you've fished
Well, no,
that rod.
that one doesn't have CP on the guides. I just used Madeira for guide wraps.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It doesn't have CP though.
Well, that's a white blank, so it didn't have to.
Yeah, typically we don't, and we haven't tried the carbon stuff, so
Can't speak on
we
that.
can't speak on that.
If you're using thread, no CP. That's just the rule. If you're doing
I know somebody that does it and says he doesn't have a problem with it.
It's one of those things where you kind of just have to test it and see what happens for you, in my personal opinion. But generally speaking, if you're building for the public, it's a no. But you do you on your own rods, and
You do you, boo.
you do you, boo, and then figure out, take it testing, go take it fishing, see what happens. Then you have your own personal results, and you don't have to listen to the rest of us nag on about random stuff.
Neryl said, I would think on smaller freshwater rods it would be okay. I'm just not going to chance it.
Just going to defer you to the testing. That's all I'm going to do.
I'm just not going to chance it.
We need to order more epoxy, by the way.
Well, our rep is in Houston.
Yeah.
So.
I need more epoxy.
I don't know how we're going to do that.
Let's flip it to camera 2, please.
Camera 2.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the marbling table. So, I am using Pro Coat medium build. We are mixing up 2 and 2. So that's what I'm going to do. And dropping it into the cups. So the way that this is going to work is I will add part A and part B to the cups. I will mix the epoxy together. I will then add in the pigment. I will mix the pigment in together. Then we will go to the color preserver, and that will get mixed in as I go to use it.
Brian's 8607 on YouTube has a question.
Mm-hmm.
How many coats of CP is needed on a Madeira thread of a decorative wrap before epoxy is applied?
3 coats. Apply your first coat, let it dry, usually like 20 minutes to an hour, depending on temperature and stuff. Apply your second coat, let it dry. Once that is dry, your third coat goes on, and your third coat needs to dry overnight or a minimum of 6 to 8 hours. All right.
Buy and do on YouTube. You don't use CP on Madeira thread? I put Madeira thread on a 30 to 50 pound class boat rod. as far as for the guide wraps, and no, I did not put CP on that. When Mary is doing Madeira, she is putting CP on it every time if it has Madeira.
Now, we did do it on that international challenge.
Yes, the fly rod.
The fly rod got Madeira on the guide wraps, and we did not put color preserver on it because it was gray going on a gray blank or a
Yeah.
silver blank. However, by not putting the color preserver on it because of the silicone that's in it, it repelled epoxy like a mofo. So you do have to deal with that.
Neryl said, I've never thought about using those tips on the epoxy bottles.
These? That's the best way to do it. No spills.
Other than the
Other than the
solid ones that you stick it in.
yeah. That's my favorite thing.
Duncan said, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. Wayne's World. 1. Are y'all using new mics? Audio sounds a little weird. We're using older wireless mics because Mary is doing the demo. If you notice, anytime we do a visual demo,
The
the
audio,
audio gets a little wonky, and I can't figure out why, even though these are supposed to be really good mics.
I think it has a reason to do with their internet based or Wi-Fi based, and it's just I don't know. They're supposed to be amazing. You know how that stuff is, but
When we plug these same mics into our phone or directly without all the what's it called?
the extra feedback.
All the extra that we have to do for this, they work wonderfully. But when we put it into this ATEM Mini Pro, it gets wonky.
Well, and I think that's the problem is I went with a soundboard. That's what I was talking about, and I cut myself off. But I went with a soundboard that has to have a plug-in mic,
Yeah.
and it's only a couple different mics that will do that because everything is on either USB now or the hardcore, like I don't even remember what they're called, but the ones that you.
You know, I wonder, does your USB extension that I'm borrowing
Mm-hmm.
have a USB-C in on it?
Mm,
Because then you could attach that little piece to the bottom like we do our phones, and it might sound better.
I don't know. All right. Enough of our side conversation. So I am using all of the CRB marbling pigments. I have a blue here, a white, a yellow, and this purple. Biggest thing with this is, it's a pigment. You need to mix it up before you start adding it to your cup. And I always use toothpicks and just kind of drag some in here. This is like a bluish color. Is this blue instead of purple?
No, it looks purple.
I don't know. That's about how much I'm going to add of that. You guys can see. It's looking blue in the cup. Might be purple. I don't know. It's this color. We're going to go back to mixing. Most of you are going to go, well, most of it's on the side of the cup. I know. You're going to get it worked in there. Don't worry about it. It is blue. Well, it's a blue.
That's purple.
Purple? That don't look purple.
That's purple.
We'll see what it does.
To any man, that's purple.
It's got a blue tint
Quit
to it.
being ladylike
Maybe
with your 37 shades of blue.
now it's purple. It has just a big blue base tone. That's all I was seeing. Mix it up. We don't want to get too crazy with it. We're going to set that to the side. We're going to keep mixing the colors. White is going to be my base, I think, even though I've got a white base. So just to keep it pretty consistent, because I did a demo the other day. Well, it was a fun. What am I doing? Not that. I did a real quick video for the socials, and I used white as the base, but I put a little bit of extra of the white pigment into it, and it got real thick, like the acrylic paint does. And it actually did really well because the design did not even run; it just stayed. So with the white, can you guys see what I'm doing?
Barely.
Does
A
it
little
need to-
shadow
Does
on
it
it,
need to
but
go up here?
it's better.
This one, I'm actually going to put in a pretty good bit of this. Now, adding the pigment and the color preserver is really going to thicken the stuff up. And I know about what I did the other day, so I'm going to try to replicate that. You're probably going to have a panic attack when I go to put it on there, but trust the process.
Duncan said blurple.
That's a good example. That's a good color reference for that. It is very blurple. I'll let that sit. And I am using the plastic brushes. For application purposes. And basically with the pigments, you want to add enough that it doesn't turn opaque on you, but you don't want to add too much because it will get real thick. I should have not put the PVC in the way before I did this. Huh.
Maybe.
Might have made my life a little bit easier. Doesn't help I'm working in the dark either.
If anybody has any questions so far, feel free. Duncan, is there any special prep you need to do to the blank you are marbling?
Nope.
Fiberglass or carbon fiber?
Nope. I mean, make sure it's clean. You got no dust or anything on it.
One thing I would suggest, depending on how you're going to marble, is if the ribs are still on the blank from the plastic wrap where they cured it, and you feel like that's going to cause a problem, I would be tempted to sand those down.
Yeah. I've only marbled on smooth surfaces. I've not tried to marble on the ribbed ones. So I don't even like wrapping on those without them being sanded.
That's the only caveat I would say, personally.
But in general, a normal blank that doesn't have that, no, there's really no crap that needs to be done to it. Just make sure you ain't got no dust on it. I'm going to go a little heavier with the yellow for funsies.
Albert Coldwin on Facebook. I'm just concentrating on what she's doing. Buy and do on YouTube. Where do you get the gloves?
I order these on Amazon. This is literally the box.
Can't see it.
Can't see it.
There it is.
You can get them in a case. You can get them individually.
I think we bought like a 10-pack.
Well, this last time I only got one box instead of the case because the case lasted me forever. But the great thing about those is they're also food safe, so I can use them inside too. So. And they have all colors, so if you really want to be super special, you can just order whatever color you want. I like the black ones. I feel like black looks cooler. As my husband rolls his eyes at me. All right. Boring part is over. Almost. We have our colors mixed up.
You want me to help with the CP?
No. I think I can splooge it enough on my own. So, this is the color preserver. It's Flex Coat. What I have done is I have dedicated a syringe and I have written CP on it so I wouldn't get it mixed up, and it stays in a bag with the Flex Coat so that I don't ever have to worry about contamination issues. But just like any other color preserver, we always want to stir it. So we never want to shake it. We do not want to do any bubbles into it.
Duncan has a question on Facebook. Do you add more color to the epoxy if it is a lighter color?
Yes, to keep it from bleeding out or blooming or getting opaque, if you will. And that's just what I have experienced. I got yellow on here on accident.
Randy Waterbury. The world would end for someone if Amazon and Hobby Lobby closed.
Tell you, I'm a spokesperson for them. I like ease of being able to get things. Hobby Lobby is fun to go into and spend $300 on. Not. That is how much I spent for the expo, though. One and done. Hopefully I can reuse everything every year. Unless I get crazy and decide to change it up. Anyways, we're going to take the syringe. We're just going to pull a bunch in here. Okay, apparently not.
Buy in on YouTube. Shoot, I have been shaking, CP.
Don't shake it. We want to be the opposite of James Bond. We want to stir it, not shake it. Close your color preserver before you do anything else. Now, white is going to be my first one that I'm going to put on. I did 12 drops the other day, and it got real thick. We're going to do 12 in the white, but the rest of them we're not going to do 12. We're going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? You're going to set your syringe somewhere where it's not going to topple over into anything and get contaminated. I'm making a mess tonight. And we're going to take our brush and we're going to mix this together. Now, as this gets combined into the epoxy with the pigment, you're going to start to notice that it's going to thicken up. The longer that it sits as well, the thicker it's going to get. By the time that I got this mixed in, found my belt yesterday, no, 2 days ago, put it on, got the speed right, this had gone from being this consistent. See how it's...
No. Can't see it. The white's washing it out. You need a shadow. There you go.
See how it's starting to get real thick and now it's starting to drip. Well, it's really hard to convey over top, but we're going to go ahead and put this on there because it's going to get real thick real fast. And hopefully it doesn't do a repeat of the other day, but if it does, I'll show you how to fix it.
Basically stay above the blue and yellow.
So I want to go here to here because I had to leave room for the other one. Does the shadow need to stay off of it or put it back on?
That's better.
Okay. That's too fast. Thank you. My foot's completely down on it. See how it's turned into like a goop? That's okay. Don't panic. Just let it on there. Actually, I'm going to try something. Wes suggested this the other day, and I always forget to do this. Let's try it with a spatula.
She never listens to me.
That's a true statement. Hey, there you go. Spatula it is for that part. I told you so.
Eventually she'll listen to me, guys.
Okay, for the really thick stuff, we're going to use a spatula. Thanks, Wes. That was a great tip.
Anytime, babe.
That's almost using the whole cup. I gotta put that back for a minute. Now,
Brian on YouTube said, or a stiff flat brush.
yeah, either one. But the spatula is doing a lot better than that little plastic one was. So I recommend that. Now, at this point, this is where this technique gets to be fun. Which one did I have written down first on there? The blooming feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the other one first.
Okay.
Just reverse it. So I'm gonna put this on the dryer.
Flip the dryer.
It's so you guys can see it's in between here. I know it's hard because it's white on white. Just a dryer is turning towards me currently. This one I can rotate back or forth. Now, this is where the fun part goes. We're just going to start picking up our other colors and mixing in our color preserver as we go. But you're going to need to put a paper towel or something down underneath where you're working, unless you don't care if everything turns colors. We're going to go with 11 drops on this one. I'll try to do it. Stay. And we're going to mix that in. So I have been testing anywhere between 10 to 12 drops. 12, it gets real thick. So I know 12 is the absolute max. I wouldn't go past that unless you have a bigger batch of epoxy than what I mix up. Then the minimum 10 drops seems to bloom, if you will. So it doesn't hold its color as well. So I feel like 11 is starting to become like the real like safe zone of where it starts to behave like it's supposed to. Now at this point, this is where it gets to be fun. You're just going to get some on your brush and you're just going to drip it. This got too thick. Yay. Maybe we should try 10 next time. Like I said, I'm trying to get it dialed in exactly how I want it with the color preserver. I can always make it work with my ideas because, you know, you just string it. I'm dumping it all over my glove. That's cute.
Brian on YouTube asks, what happens without the CP? Is it too thin and runny?
It will not hold its color. So what's going to end up happening is you'll get them all on there and you'll get a design or whatever you're trying to achieve. And as it rotates, the colors are going to start to meld together and blend together. And this is what some people call blooming. Like they end up like just totally taking on a completely different color. They fade out, they don't hold their shape, that kind of stuff. Now, if you don't care if it doesn't hold its one color and it blends with the rest of them, then you don't have to put it in there. Basically, with this technique, we are just looking to drop as much color over it as possible. Make sure there's no naked spots. We don't want no naked marbling. I'm going to try 10 in the next one, see if it reacts any different. And don't freak out about like how much epoxy is going on there. Like it's very, like I used a pretty good bit of that cup, but it's going to dry just fine. And will level. That's the great thing about this too. I can show you one I did the other day. I got it all over my hand. I'm being messy tonight. And that's my last glove, so I can't just like change it. Because I had ordered gloves to replace it, and they were supposed to overnight it, but now it's scheduled to arrive late, and that's all it tells you. So, I don't got no gloves. I gotta use what I got.
Sounds like a trip to Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yep, gonna be something. All right, we're gonna try 10 with this one and see if this changes anything. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay. Not that side. Mix it up. Mixy.
Roland and Kenny, do you have to use FlexCoat CP?
So that is the one that I have tried, and past that, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I haven't tested anybody else because one, the color preserver that I have been using for my wraps has disappeared. It's now gone. I used all of it the other day. And I wasn't willing to sacrifice my good CP for my wraps to try it in marbling. So I can't say if it would do anything or not. Did I do 10 or 11 in this?
You said you were going to do 10, but I don't know.
If I did 10 drops, this is actually more manageable. I'd be curious to see if the colors.
You said you were going to do 10, but
I don't
you
remember.
didn't count out loud. So.
I didn't. I counted myself.
And we know how that counting goes.
You're so funny. This is really hard half working in the dark. I'm just going to say that.
Looks very bright on screen.
My eyes hate it. They're like, where's the light? This is kind of a quick, fun, messy version of marbling. But I really don't think you can mess up. I've done it. This will be the third time I've done this for trial. And it comes out pretty decent every single time. Now, I did extra of this, so I'm going to definitely only put 10 in this one. Because I got to fill in the pigments also, thicken it up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus, it's been sitting the longest. Stay. So we'll see what happens with the yellow.
Is Mudhole Pro Seal CP the same as FlexCoat? No.
I've never used Pro Seal.
It is not the same formula.
Every company has a different formula, right?
For the most part.
I mean, they're all similar, but there's always something that's different. Yeah, I think that's fine. I put extra in there and put 10 drops, and it seems to be thickening up pretty well. Although now it's going on a little kind of opaque. I don't like that. I probably should have put more pigment in. We'll see what happens. It's going to end up bleeding out. Oh well. Can't all be winners with marbling. And the great thing about it is if you get something on there and you hate it, and you think it's ugly, all you gotta do is get some acetone, wipe it off, and start again.
Hey, John, you're late.
Late for a very important date. Yeah, this went very opaque.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to do as well as I hoped. But that's a note for the yellow.
Yellow is always tough to work with.
Do a very, very
heavy
pigment. Probably twice as much as the white. Honestly. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, we're done throwing paint at it.
If you notice, I very rarely put any yellow in my marbling, and that's why.
It's hard to keep it yellow.
Yep.
That's for dang sure. Wipe the gloves off. You gotta reuse them. Where's my other technique's not as messy. Okay. You're gonna get 2 picks. 2 picks. They don't even have to be the same kind of like head on them or what do you want to call that? Shape. Just as long as you can tape them together and they will touch the blank at the same time, you're going to be golden. Now, we're going to do a dragging technique, very similar to what Wes did, except we're going to do this dragging while it's spinning, which takes out a lot of the guesswork with this. And I start off the edge over here, and I make sure that they're both touching. They both have contact, and we're just going to drag it in a diagonal as it spins to the other side. Boop. And then we're going to wait to get caught up over here, and we're going to place it back down, and we're going to keep dragging it. I'm working a little backwards. Boop. You know what? I'm already learned that the heavier pigments from the last time is what works best with this. Or these colors are crap to do together.
John said, looking like a makeshift scribe.
Yep. I make my own stuff. And you just keep doing this until you fill in all your little gaps. And that's one direction. Not the band, but, you know. Can that be seen? Or do I need to zoom in on it?
That can be seen.
Okay. So that's what it looks like going one way. You can stop here. You can leave it there. We're going to go, and we're going to drag it from this side this way. And you can reverse the motor to make it work a little bit easier for you, whatever the case may be. I'm actually okay with it spinning this way to do this as well.
If you reverse the motor, you're going to be going in the same direction that you already did.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep it here, and we're going to repeat the process, dragging it this way. Making sure that they both stay in contact and you don't hit the stock head. And with this technique, just wait for it to get back to where you were. If you miss it, the more that you start to fill in, the quicker you get caught up to it.
Madison has asked, what kind of paint are you using? Can you use acrylic?
So I am using the CRB pigments. You can use acrylic paint. If you use the acrylic paint like my husband does, you do not need to add a thickening agent to it, which means don't put color preserver in it or mud or anything else like that. But with these pigments or mica powders or anything of that nature, you need to add something to thicken it so that the colors don't bleed out. I'll put my glasses on because I can't see. I don't know what I was trying to do. It's blind.
Brian has asked, have you ever marbled over a dragon scale grid?
I have not. I actually haven't done a dragon scale before, so only a test one. And that's my window, and we're going to try to keep it as good as we can.
Madison said, just straight paint and epoxy?
Boop. Ta-da! So that's our first technique.
Do you hear me?
For Madison, just paint and epoxy.
He's
Yes.
asking just straight paint and epoxy.
Acrylic paint, things like folk art is what Wes uses, and it's great. The acrylic paint mixture has something in it, whether it's acrylic paint or what, but it thickens the epoxy by itself. It'll get real thick real fast. So a little of that with just the epoxy goes a long way. So I encourage you, if you're interested in using the paint version, the acrylic paint like Wes uses, to check out episode 53 so you can get all of that info in regards to that. So this is the one that I did the other day.
Hold on, I'm adjusting the camera.
Does it need to go down? I can't tell if it's blurry or not.
I'd go down some. Right around in there.
So this is the one I did the other day.
Can you change the focus? Because that's...
Is it still out of focus?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because you moved it. Hold on, guys. It's going to look weird. I can't tell. You're going to have to...
Put it on 1 meter. Look at the screen and put it on 1 meter.
That's 0.1.
Hold the rod back up.
Hold on. Ah. That's because the focus is over here. There.
There we go.
Let me reset. Okay. So this was with 3 colors, just red, white, and black. That pattern doesn't show up as well when there's that. but I with just 3 colors. But my very first attempt at it, I did 5 or 6. And although I hate the colors, to be honest, where'd you go? Hold on, let me dig around in my box of surprises over here. Although I hated the color combination, and this one is with acrylic paint and epoxy. It didn't hold as well as far as the shape, but you can kind of see the design a little bit better, or what I was trying to aim for. This one moved on me though. A lot of this bled out. It didn't hold the shape that I had it at. So this one, we'll see what happens to it in a little bit, because it's going to continue to keep turning, because now the next step is the other one. But before we get to the second demo,
We're going to do the product of the night. Pay it on me.
look what you did.
I know what I did.
You moved the camera around.
It's all about me.
Can't do this. Can't be moving this stuff around. I had it set. Now I got to reset everything on live. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're messing stuff up, Fran. What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Hey.
Okay. I think that's back to where it's supposed to be
Maybe.
with my black gloves. All right. So we're going to talk about the product of the night, which is
Smallmouth bass rod kits. So there's spinning and casting. There's
15 of them.
15 total, and it covers a wide variety of techniques specifically geared towards smallmouth fishing. They do include handles, grips, and guides with tip. They have guide spacings available. It makes it a super simple, very easy, get you started, get you into it, and show you how it should be laid out, and you can expand upon it from there.
Should definitely check it out, especially since they're all made and designed by the one and only
Bob and Cammy.
Bob McCamey. His favorite thing to fish for is smallmouth. So, let's see, what else? Okay, my eyes are seeing pointy fish scale type shapes. Yep, we need a name for this technique. We can call it fish scales. Fish scale marbling. If you want to do it. Just made a fish and thread wrap. Awesome. That's always fun. I don't know if you know me. I'm normally in Chevy's Lives on TikTok. Oh, okay. So this is a Facebook name. Nice to meet you. Hi. Is Folk Art the name of the acrylic paint? Yes. Folk Art is the brand name of the acrylic paint. You can get it at, I'm pretty sure Walmart carries it, but I always get ours at Hobby Lobby because they have the most. BS Custom Bronze. Okay. Thank you, Blaine. All right. So, with this technique, it's pretty straightforward. It's basically just put a base down, add a bunch of colors to it. I believe, personally, in my opinion, the more colors that you put into this one, the better that design is actually going to create some stuff. I had tried it originally with some silicone nail tool tips that they have when they use the nail art stuff, which they worked great, but they're really fat. And so I started using just the picks to try to get a little bit finer detail. Obviously, I'm working on PVC. That's 1/2 inch, I believe. The smaller the rods, the smaller the tool needs to be. So that's the reason why I started kind of messing around with the picks and stuff. I think that just having anything like that, maybe toothpicks, anything of that nature is going to kind of create some fun stuff. And even though that base was really rigid and really thick and really hard to work with, putting that thicker base on keeps the rest of the colors from really moving as much. But however much you add to it, you have to make sure that you're not creating a ripple effect. That one that I did with the acrylic paint, I put way too much acrylic paint on there because I had like 5 or 6 colors that I was doing. And there is it leveled out, but there is a little hump that's inside of it. So the other two, this one and the one I did previously, those level out completely smooth. So no worries on that. The other thing that I want to show you tonight is what I really, really, really enjoy doing, but is a little time consuming. I may lose that one that's on there. In fact, I may just go ahead and take it off because it's a little stressful, the one that I do. It takes a little bit of time to put it on there. I should have done the way I was supposed to do them, but I wanted to do that one first, anyways, because I wouldn't have to take it off, but it's fine. This one is called, somebody else named this for me on Facebook, and it was the first pattern that I tried, which I get my inspiration from nail artists, people that do fingernails. I had everybody at Mudhole in October, all the men, it was hilarious, all the men just in awe, because I put my phone down underneath the projector so that they could see it up on the thing, and I'm showing them all the videos that I had gotten the inspiration from, and they're all like, that is amazing. And a bunch of people were like, I never would have thought that Mary would be the one to get people to watch, or a bunch of men watch nail art videos. So you're welcome. That's where a lot of the stuff comes from. This technique actually came from TikTok. I saw it on TikTok, tumblers, people doing tumblers and marbling. We can do the same things they can do. So if you watch anybody that you like what they're doing, just try it out, see what happens.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, I can do sometimes.
I can do anything better than you. No, you can't.
So that
But-
Gatorade commercial from back in the day.
Right. So at this point, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything, keep chatting. I'm going to go quickly mix up 3 colors. I'm not going to do 4 this time. And Wes can be reading the stuff back with that. I don't know if you guys really want to watch me mix up epoxy again, honestly.
With your wrap, have you ever used a foam spudger?
A what?
What is that?
A foam, maybe? Foam smudger?
Foam? Phone?
It says foam spudger,
Spudger.
but I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Hey, Jeffrey.
I'm going to need autocorrect to not do that. Or, if that's actually the name of it, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea. Never heard of that.
Hey, you guys.
Maybe I can read it easier.
You just hate my chair, don't you?
Lane said, look it up. A foam spudger. Now I've got to go look.
Well, yeah, because I want to know what it is, too. Teach me something.
Spudger. Spudgers.
I don't know why, but this one kind of reminds me of like a St. Patty's Day.
Oh, you've got one of those.
What is it?
It's like a pointed tip
Let me see it.
thing.
A pointed tip thing. That narrows it down. Oh. That's called a spudger?
I guess.
Oh. Somebody gave me some to test. I haven't used it. Because I'm stubborn and I'm kind of stuck in my ways
It's
of.
also these that kind of look like a guitar pick.
I always use my fingernails for that, so I just don't do it.
Yeah, just depends on what you're calling a spudger based on Google. But
Let's see. Let's do the blue again. Not the blurple, but the blue, and let's put orange. That was a cool color combo. Let's do that.
yeah, we've actually got one floating around here.
I got a couple. I've got 3D printed ones that people gave me to try, and there's a metal one somewhere around here. But like I said, I honestly just forget to try them and use them because I just use my fingernails. So I don't even
Duncan has asked,
think about it.
how does the epoxy with the paint and pigment go with bubbles? Do you heat it at all, or would that create runs?
It will run. You'll lose your pattern, but the pigments and the CP and all that stuff just eliminate bubbles completely. You ain't got to worry about bubbles. I've never seen a bubble pop up in a marbling.
I had it happen one time, but it gave a cool effect after it popped.
See, I want to try what some people have been doing, like painting stuff where
Mhm.
they paint a base on it and then they put actual bubbles, like dish bubbles,
Mm.
and then they go back over top of it and they let it dry and then they wash it off and it has all the little dimples and stuff in it.
Wait till you find out about Dawn dish soap and rattle cans.
That's what I'm saying. It's that concept, and it just whoosh. Yeah,
You
like
should wash it off.
there's so many cool things that we could do.
Blaine said, "Yeah, Joe at HFF gave me some spudgers."
Spudgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. It's such a funny name.
My thing is, if it's plastic, the way she packs,
I
it's
bend
tough,
it.
It's tough to do unless it's made in a specific way and a very specific density.
That's one
If
of
it's
the reasons.
metal, that's different. But
Well, even the metal, I have a tendency to bend. And it's special like that, unfortunately.
John, I felt a lump in my throat when I saw you had to cut the wrap off of the quad block rod. Would have been slinging EVA blocks across the room. You mean that one?
To be honest, I don't want to talk about it.
That one that's sitting in timeout right now?
That one. So I have always, and a lot of people joke around about this. I originally when I first started rapping, I hated cutting raps off. I thought it was just a waste of time, failure, blah blah blah. Then I grew to be totally fine with it, and in fact would cut raps that people would be like, "What was wrong with that?" I'm like, I didn't like it, but this one, having to cut it off because the color preserver failed on me, the one and only time in 15 years. And the 16 hours I had in that wrap, the original wrap, that one hurt. That one still kind of hurts. It still kind of stings. I'm not gonna lie.
John said it needs to be in the corner.
No, I can't put it in the corner.
Well, I won't tell you what Mary did to it tonight.
I dropped it.
She threw it.
I didn't. I accidentally turned the drum dryer on, and where it's sitting right now is sitting on top. It's not latched on there. It's just sitting there. And I accidentally hit the drum dryer button, and I spun it off of there, and it dropped on the floor. And we both were like, "Ah, panic attack!" Oh, you put it on me finally?
Yep.
I'm just over here mixing epoxy. 2 and 2 again.
In case they want to see it.
I've done white. White's already in here, but no color preserver. We're using the blue, this blue again, the lighter of the blues.
You should try the yellow again.
I'm not doing the yellow. I'm doing orange. I want to see if I can replicate that first one I did that I lost it on because it bled out. Always a funny term. Like we're dying over here. But I am not finished with that wrap. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the wrap before I leave to go to the expo. I've never had to stop working on a wrap and just leave it. And I'm petrified that after the 16 hours I have in the second one and it's not done, that I might lose it again. But I have to get ready for the expo. So I'm hoping that just like my ICAST wrap that's been over there for 8 months now, not touched, it will hold itself calmly and sternly and not do something stupid to me. But if I have extra time, I am definitely going to be working on it. But it's one of those things where it's in the last like close of that wrap, and it is just I got hours in it still because I really should not have done a 4-axis. It's gonna be cool when I get done with it, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty over it. To be honest, pretty over it. A little burnout on it, if you will.
Duncan has asked, do you put another coat of epoxy over the marbling when it has dried?
You can. You don't have to.
It depends on how level it got.
Yeah, and if you do, I mean, if you do tie like trims, like you tie it off, finish it, make it look pretty, then yeah, you'd have to put epoxy over it. But you don't technically have to. But you could.
If it didn't get as level as you want it, then by all means, yes.
Yeah. Well, that orange is thick. She's thick, boy.
If you keep it clean enough and do it exactly where you want it and don't tie off on top of it, and it levels properly, you don't have to.
But if you're gonna do mine, you're gonna have to really clean up the edges before, because you see all my drag marks and stuff. It's a little thicker with you.
I don't think I've ever not done it.
I
No,
think
I take that back. On that one gaff that was red, black, and white, we did. I didn't.
no, but you also took a paper towel with some acetone and went around the edge to get and
Yeah, I
made it
cleaned
like
the edges off.
you did a clean straight edge on it.
Which that's another thing you can do while it's sitting there drying. You can take a paper towel. I think I do 2 or 3 sheets, fold it in half, soak it in acetone, make it flat and straight, and then turn a little bit of speed on, and just clean the edge off real quick.
It just don't turn it up on high or you'll throw your epoxy
Yeah,
at
you'll
you.
fling it everywhere. Like turn it as low as possible, and it still turn faster than how it's turning right now.
Mm-hmm. My fingers are orange.
I thought this was the cleaner method.
Well, apparently tonight Mary is just messy. Probably because I've been working with contact cement for the last 2 days, so we're gonna blame it on the
Brain cells.
brain cells just not working. My fingers are orange. I don't have any extra gloves. I'm mad. This is just not a week. This is not a good week for me. All right, we're gonna do 12 drops again.
Splooge.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're gonna find our spatula. I think I put it up. Put it on. And mixy. Mixy. We're gonna see what happens to this whenever on speed. Hope it don't throw it at me.
Especially on your new hoodie.
Oh, my new hoodie.
You want the apron?
It's not gonna help. I'm too short for it to block.
You put it up around your neck.
That's fine. At this point, it is what it is. Right?
No, that's the new hoodie.
I know. I'm not gonna mess up my new hoodie. Calm down. Calm down. All right, we're gonna put it back on the wrapper. We're gonna try not to throw this on us. We're just putting down another. Hello, switch it to the wrap. Another white base. You know, like, I don't mind the application of this. I would not want to put epoxy on with a spatula. It feels very daunting. You know, I just thought about it. I'm gonna have to find a helper for at the expo,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you're gonna be able to do it.
You know who the helper is going to be?
Who?
One of them Taylor boys.
I would rather have you with me and the boys watching the booth. To be honest, with Jared and his mama, their mama. And boys get distracted sometimes. But if they'll pay attention, then hell yeah, you know.
Yep.
Like, I need your undivided attention and not to argue with me about something.
Then you definitely want the oh, which one was it? Not Dom.
Nope, we don't say their names. Nope. We want the.
The taller one.
That's the argument. That's the one that will argue with you.
No.
Yeah, he was with me
Well,
the first time we met. Anyways. I love that. My PVC's crooked. Could y'all tell that? Got the weeble wobbles. Now, this one is the tricky one because we can't put it on while it spins. But I do want to try something. I wonder if
Here
it's
we
going to
go.
work.
Mary about to start experimenting on live. Be ready.
So normally with the one that I do is I drop circles and do separate little ones. But what if I just did a line and just did one big one that would spin
Maybe.
instead of doing the individuals? It'd be easier in theory. Let's do let's do half and half. Let's do one with a line and some with dots. Let's try it that way. Did not put color preserver in that. What are you doing? We're gonna do 11. 1, 2, 3.
John
4,
said,
5,
"Here comes
6,
Alice."
7.
Duncan says, "Alice has entered the demo."
Alice is taking over. My brain just went, well, why don't we try the lines? Lines is easier. Why don't we do lines? I'll show you the original and we'll do the line. We'll do both. Because I got the epoxy for it, so it's fine. But this is where I have to take it off the motor. We're going to have to hand turn it. All right. The original one is to get a bunch of paint on your brush and basically polka dot this thing. So we have to keep it moving because, you know, if you don't, it's going to do some funny stuff. And we want to do little clusters together. They don't have to be all the same size. This is another thing too. If you have enough syringes, it would be so much easier for you if you would just put this all in a syringe and just drop, drop, drop. But I don't have enough syringes to do that. And obviously, if it gets a little out of control, it is what it is. Also, change your rotation every once in a while. So not everything keeps moving in one direction. And if you get a messy little line, it's fine. We're marbling here. Marbling has mistakes in it. And that one looks like Mickey Mouse.
Jose Ruiz has said, "I have learned so much from your videos. Thank you."
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. All right, we're gonna put it back on the dryer, and we're gonna try to do half of this with the new idea I just had. But let me put my eyeballs on. I don't know why I'm trying to do this without being able to see really well. And let's see if I can get it to stripe how I'm seeing it in my head. Ooh, she's thick. That was a little much, I think.
John said, "The randomness without a syringe helps, I think."
Let's see. I don't know where that other. Oh, that's too thin. It needs to be somewhat thick, but not too thick. Another thing is being quick about it. That's more what I had in mind. Kinda. There you go. Ta-da! Alright, didn't put color preserver in that. Let's go back to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to go back while I'm editing this, and every single time I'm going to be mixing a different amount. I guarantee it. My brain just was like, did you do 10 or did you do 11 last time? I don't know. Alright, we got to hand turn it again. I'm just going to leave it on the back of this thing instead of trying to do the brush. Whoa, that's too much. Jeez.
John said, "The line's got a big old booty."
She's thick, John. She's thick.
Jose, what does the color preserver do to it?
Color preserver. I don't like using that. The color preserver keeps the colors from bleeding out. So it thickens it, kind of like mud would. So we're just going to drop these little orange spots as best as we can inside of our little blue circles. We're going to keep it moving. I got orange all over my hand again. I feel like a kid. It's okay if it touches it. We're blending it together. It's not coming off of my thing fast enough. That's too much. Oh my God. Probably should have put a paper towel down. This is the one that looks like Mickey Mouse. Ow. Ooh, no. Oh, we got a line. Everybody got a dot? Cool. Put you back on the dryer. Alright, we're going to try to go in with the line down here.
10 drops of CC to how many CCs of epoxy?
So I mixed 2 milliliters and 2 milliliters, or 2 cc's and 2 cc's. 2 of part A and 2 of part B. Alright, I had to go in right where the big blob is. Where's the big blob? Come here, big blob. Oh no, you got too skinny. Alright. My hand is covered in orange. I am a painted mess.
Are you Orange Man?
I'm orange man right now. At least orange hand. If I have a little bit of white left. Whoops. I'm going to see if I can get some white inside of these. I'm not a perfect world. I'd love a dot, but this is stringy. It's getting heavy. I think the lighter portion is actually going to be better. This is just getting put in there kind of as a highlight. And now I worked so hard to make those straight lines. Not really. But what we're going to do is mess them up. Gotta make that noise too, or it's not gonna work. There. Alright. I'm done finger painting. Get rid of these cups before I get paint all over me again. That's it. Oh, I touched it with my arm.
You're a disaster tonight.
What is that? This is not. I'm so tired, babe. I'm working too much. Good thing it was just in the white. Hold on, let me clean my hands with some isopropyl.
Don't forget about that fingernail.
My fingernail.
Your thumb.
Oh, luckily it's not on there. I know. I had to cut that nail off because it had like a retch spot in it where it had like got down to the quick. And I guess that's why it was burning. I was cleaning my hands earlier and I was screaming because I was like, my thumb was on fire. It's because I had something lift there. Okay, fun. Last time I did this, I did these spine liner brushes. Hold on. Random, noisy. Ugh. So these are nail art brushes. And they all are like different lengths and sizes. Like there's a short one.
John said it's time to Bob Ross it and have happy little accidents.
We're gonna have a happy little accident. I think I just had that one because I don't know what's gonna happen. This is the fun part. I think that short one is the one I use, and there's an even shorter one. I don't use this one that often, but it's really thick tonight. So normally that's what I use, but we're gonna go back and we're gonna use this pick that I taped together.
Would y'all like it zoomed in a little?
Wait, is this the one that? Hold on. There's another one that I like better than those two. I don't think I taped it on there. That's a spatula. That's a spatula. Oh, well, we're gonna use that one. Can't find the other one. Oh well. Maybe it is this one. Yeah, that's the one I sanded. I got too many tools in this place. Now,
Oh, please.
what? They want it zoomed in. I have to change the focus on it again.
Yep.
It's too close. Oh, here's. I was like, they're not gonna see nothing with that. Hello, little blobs, little happy blobs. Now you can see what I'm doing and real messed up, real quick, real close. You have two options with the little dots. Okay, as you can see, the dots are moving around. That's gonna happen. It's fine. You can either drag them in little C shapes going in towards the center, or you can drag them out. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of both for funsies. I am going to take it off of the dryer so I can free spool it because I have to be able to move this thing pretty dang quick. So I don't recommend doing this with a belt on at all. I also don't recommend doing it whenever there's a marbling on the right.
Don't grab that marbling.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying not to do. Gonna keep my hand touching the chuck. So we're just going to start by doing a drag in. She's thick. And it's okay. Just let it do its thing. And we're gonna drag in. The thick. That's the only thing I haven't quite figured out is how to get out of it without dragging it all over everything else so far. There's another one where it's coming in. It's kind of like doing a little spiral. And you could kind of, I guess, keep dragging it until you get somewhere where you can just get rid of it. That one didn't do so hot. So that's what it looks like going in. That's your prettier one to base it off of. If we are going to drag it out, we're going to start up here. We're going to go out, 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 out. Stop saying out. You can kind of make little sea urchins, little flash bombs. That one kind of looks like an explosion. Very tie-dye-ish, huh? On that one. Let's see. Let me grab my flat liner brush for this last one.
John said maybe a finer tip pick would help.
It would. That one I'm using is pretty fat. which is why I'm going back to this. Because you can also come and take it and drag it down. So the fine liner brush is definitely my favorite because you get it's not dragging as much material around, but it is up for everybody to kind of just do what they want to do. So with this one, we are going to spiral. You see how I've got a lot of stuff sitting right there. Just going in on this side, all the way around till it runs off. And then dragging in on this side, kind of keeping it towards the center. It's getting heavy. Repeat with this one, drag it in. Boop. This is why I put the white kind of just sporadically on there, was just to give it a little bit of highlight in there. Because even though you're dragging from white, it's not actually picking up as much as you would think it would. There you go. 2 different random techniques. Nothing on there is very exciting to me, nor does it look very pretty. The only one that somewhat behaved was that one. That one got out of that top of that looks like a cool little heart, and that looks like a little fire explosion. The stripes, I've done it better, but you know, here you go. The only thing about the fine liner brushes is don't forget to clean them.
John said I like how fine those brushes are. I'll have to check them out.
Guess where they came from? Amazon. Made in China. They're just nail art fine liner brushes. They have tons. Just don't forget to clean them, because I almost ruined this one because I was using it at Foley last year. And I almost lost it. But you just wipe it clean with isopropyl and just let it dry. Ta-da! So out of the 2, this one, well, you tightened that, didn't you?
No, it's sitting on the rail. You can turn it.
That one's my favorite. I like that one. That one's pretty consistent with results. And luckily, even though I had to stop it multiple times, that one didn't run. These I have yet to figure out how to keep them from running, especially dropping heavy amounts of pigment and stuff into them. I had better results with the mica powders with that one, probably because of the weight factor. It was a little bit thinner, so it was a little bit easier to work with, I guess. It didn't get quite as thick.
Yeah.
But ta-da! There's 2 different ways to do it. I encourage you to go check out some nail art videos. I know it's going to be weird, but you can get on YouTube. I find most of mine on Pinterest. They're short little 30-second bursts, and they tell you how to do the techniques. I did not come up with any of this on my own. I just tried a technique that was outside of our wheelhouse and applied it to rod building and said, what will happen? The second one, I definitely wiped that off and started over. I wouldn't leave that for something, but as a kind of here's how you do it. There you go. It's done, but let's see. Seems okay to me. You can try. Fine job. It looks good. Maybe
They were talking about the Zoom.
Okay, we're all caught up. Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Next.
Welcome back. So we are going to talk about our giveaway. Ding, ding, ding. Our giveaway tonight is
A set of TIE Forged Air Guides.
So remember last time we were talking about these were our product of the night. Now we're giving them away.
Yep. So these are a pressed stainless ring. There's no actual insert, so you don't have that to worry about with these.
Great for kids.
Great for kids, great for durability. Very light. Very nice.
Very, very, very nice. When you get your choice between casting or spinning, they have the double foots, they have the micros.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to answer a riddle.
Hold on, I gotta get to it. My phone is on low power.
And Wes is going to ask a riddle. So if you're new here, basically what happens is make sure that you are caught up exactly to the live and it's not like on a delay or anything. Wes is going to ask the riddle. Whoever's the first one to respond is the winner. You just have to make sure that you put in the answer correctly. No misspellings and no missing syllables, and don't let autocorrect get you to either. Once you are the winner, you get to pick out whatever guide you want, and we will get them drop shipped to you next week. So what's the riddle tonight, Wes?
A man is sitting in a chair. The chair is in a cabin. The cabin is in the woods. How did the man die?
Oh, that's the one that we talked about. Okay. I was like, huh? The what? The what?
Yep. A man is sitting in a chair. The chair is in a cabin. The cabin is in the woods. How did the man die?
Yeah, no. I wouldn't be able to do these.
If nobody gets it in within a couple minutes, I'll give a clue.
A clue?
A clue. A blues clue.
A blues clue. Did you find a clue? My thumb is still sore. I must have lifted it somehow.
Mm-hmm. Probably when you got it stuck to something. No.
Wildfire. Nope. Try again. Maybe you should read it one more time.
Give it time. Let some people guess.
He died trying to figure out a riddle. Cabin fever.
Nope.
John, same. That's hilarious.
Give it another minute, and then I will read it again with a clue.
The plane crashed.
How does he know it every time?
I swear he Googles it. I swear he Googles it. Awesome, Duncan. Yes, that's the answer to it. The plane crashed. Joe Hutchinson coming in right behind him. Airplane crashed. Yep. Congrats, Duncan. You get a set of guides. You just need to tell us which ones you're wanting. I think there's quite a few. Pick out whichever ones you want and let us know.
The
and
microwave air.
We will get
Tie
them.
forged air guides.
Mm-hmm. We'll get them to you. Starvation. Congratulations! Woohoo!
Drowned.
He asked me, and I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. Just blank stare. Maybe he was trying to marble.
Maybe he was watching you make happy little exits.
Maybe. Oh man, I hope not. Did he die watching me? That'd be terrible. Be bad for the rep, wouldn't it?
A little bit. Although, it could increase it.
Death by marbling?
Yeah.
Death by chocolate. Death by marbling. I congratulated Duncan before the riddle came out. We might as well all just be like, all right, and Duncan's the winner.
At this point, it seems that
We're
way.
gonna have to like do it once you win 3 times in a row. You have to let it skip to the next person. We're gonna start implementing that because you just get it every single time, which is awesome. But I'm gonna have to get three times where you can win in a row, and then it's gotta go. And if you don't win 3 times in a row, then it's fine. That one was a bit harder. He asked another one. We'll save the other one for the next time too. And
I
I
don't
was
even
like,
remember what the other one was.
I don't know the answer to that either. So yay, you get guides. Woohoo! All right. So basically, with the marbling, it really is just sitting down trying it, and there's multiple ways to get the results that you want. You know, there's different things to mix in, whether it's the CRB pigments, the mica powders that are available. There's the acrylic paint that Wes uses. There's testers. There's all kinds of things. Like even the the really fine glitters that they use for the automotive stuff, like diamond flake and things of that nature. That can be mixed into it too. There's color shifts that can be done. Sky is the limit. The thing
Mhm.
is just figuring out what works for you. Like I said, thickening agents, the color preserver works great. I don't have any issues with it at all. It's a little bit easier for me to, use a syringe and count out the drops, or every once in a while I accidentally push into way too much, but usually works out okay. And then there's also the mud that Voodoo sells. Like I said, I don't have anything negative to say about the mud other than I just cannot dose it and be able to be consistent with the doses, because sometimes I'd mix up one, it'd be too thin, I'd mix up another, it'd be too thick, and
Mhm.
turned it into a pro paste.
A mess.
So it's
Became
like,
a mess.
real quick. Um, but it really is just sitting down and playing with it. And whatever your end desire is, like if you want to kind of have it looking like it's all kind of like flowing and blending together, throw a bunch of pigment down on there and get out your heat gun
Mhm.
and blow it around. Take it out of the wrapper and like hold it up and let it kind of drip down and like reverse it and let it go the other way. That one looks really cool. I've done that one before too. Once again, it's all kind of like whatever goal you're kind of going for. If you're wanting a design, you can kind of sit there and work on a design. This is how you can get images also put into your stuff. Is sitting there and just kind of playing and figuring out the consistencies and how to do the dragging techniques with different tools, whether it be a toothpick or a fine liner brush, or you're using an actual pick, or somebody who's using the leaders, the wire leaders, the
Mhm.
real thin stuff that he's using that to do his marbling with.
Mail wire.
Yeah, and yeah, figure out what works great for you. There's nail art tools too, silicone tips. They have some in the clay section that you can mess around with as well. So marbling is just whatever you want it to be. I don't think there's a right way to do it. It's just whatever goals you're achieving. But if you're constantly having issues with the colors not staying true to themselves, they're not, yellow's no longer yellow, yellow's turned into like a green kind of hue, or you had a really cool design and then all of a sudden as it sat there and turned and dried, it just kind of and kind of puddled out.
Good again.
You're not using something to thicken it, and that's what's going to keep it from out. Okay. That's gonna be the new sound for the marbling sadness. Sad marbling is what that sound is.
You need to clip that.
So at this point, we're gonna open it up to Q&A. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything, go ahead and ask. And also, don't forget, if you can make it, it's this weekend, this coming weekend. It starts on Saturday, February 28th. It is the International Custom Rod Building Expo. We will be there. We're getting ready to making grips. See all this loveliness that is behind us. It is all of these blocks are being cut and turned into grips to come to the show for grip sets. I think at this point I've got about 20 that I've already got it done, and I also have some overlays. So we're going to be selling our blocks. We're going to be selling our EVA inlay sheets. We're going to be selling grips. And be teaching all kinds of things. I'm teaching how to do inlays on with the Cricut. I'm teaching marbling. Probably going to show up with a different technique for that too. Also some stuff on decorative wraps, and also have a Q&A session with Tom Kirkman and Michael Ward with Bat Creek Custom Rods. I'm talking about theme rods. So it's a real fun event. You should come and you should check it out. You can get your tickets online. You can also get the information at icrbe.com or icrbe.net. They both will take you to the same site. And don't forget that if you need EVA, because you're doing your own grips, then order it from us at threadcentral.net. We also have our own attire now, Decorative Studio. The backs of our shirts say where art meets function. You can order that at thedecorativestudio.com. It's a place where we just kind of dump any builds that we have, any grips that we have that are for sale, and also our rod building apparel. Let's see. Can you use dry marbling pigment with this technique?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why not? Mary, didn't you use a small chain or necklace a while back that turned out good? Yes, that's the other
Mardi
thing.
Gras beads.
I actually used the little pull chains that are on fans. our oldest broke it off of his fan, and I brought it into the shop. And go figure, I saw somebody on doing their tumblers, and they put a bunch of stripes on there. And I tried it that one time, and I never went back to it. But you can put stripes on there, and then take a chain, or the Mardi Gras what did
Mardi
I just?
Gras?
What did I just say?
Mardi Gras?
The Mardi Gras beads, and you can take it and rub it back and forth, and it'll blend the colors together and do like a really cool kind of like, it looks almost like chainsaw blade kind of technique, kind of. That's one that needs to get played around with. I did it once and thought, oh, this is cool, and I don't know why, but I never went back to it. But
And you can also, I've seen versions where you take it and you can lay it around the rod in a kind of random pattern, but come back to your starting point and then pull it, and it'll pull it back to the starting point and make a design.
I've also seen them where they use string. The nail artist will take the string, they'll lay it on like something like cardboard or something like that, and they'll paint the string different colors, and then they'll lay it on. Now they're doing it on a nail, but think about it on a rod. Lay it on the rod, and then drag it in different ways, and it's going to make all these weird kind of colors come through. Telling you, the nail artist is where you get all the ideas. If they can do it on a fingernail, we can do it on a rod. That's my whole thing. You know, we use our
Unless
fingernails.
it's those videos where like they're painting the nub.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
Your
No.
little pinky toenail is like this big. I got your little pink on there.
Stop it.
You've seen them.
I have seen it. But, I mean, that's, yeah. They can put it on your fingernail. We can figure out how to get it on there. And then the Tumblr people are doing some cool stuff too. So I watch a lot of different genres. And then if you don't even want to marble, you just want to do what's called a paint pour, you pour it on there and call it a day. I've done a few of those. Those are fun too. Real messy, but fun. I still have contacts on me.
You will for
Beef.
days.
I'll probably still have some of it on me at the expo.
Probably.
That's what I can be using when I'm talking to people. I'm gonna be messing with my fingers instead of playing with my little spinny strings. I'm just gonna be pulling contacts in the middle.
Like, what are you doing? I gotta pull contact cement off.
That contacts cement, ignore me. I'm just getting pieces of it off. And I have washed my hands so many times.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
I feel like Tiny has given me some kind of something.
Probably has.
Our youngest out of nowhere sick.
Like, had been in school for a week.
Sick.
Sick.
Sick as a dog.
Like, what'd you touch?
And he can't stop touching mom right now. He's in like the touch phase. Like, has to be touching me. Whether it's a hug, which fine, but a hug or just leaning on me and he's snotting and I'm like, I don't have time for any of that right now. I need you to keep I need you to keep that to yourself. But I got this kind of, I can feel it. It's a tickle.
You can keep that.
I don't want it. I don't. We don't have any questions? My goodness. That's a first. That's what I wanted. Well, that's good. It's holding strong.
Back to the chat, there was a question.
Let's see. Sure wish I could make it, but I have too many blanks that are looking at me that need to be done for customers. Good luck. Have fun at the show. I wish I was at the Midwest Sportsman show the last 3 days. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, I got I got stuff too, but I gotta go. I gotta go. We signed up to go. I'd like to go to the Midwest Sports Show. I'd like to go to a few of these that are around here that we've never been to. And buy-in's coming on Saturday. We'll see you there. We'll be there all day long.
Maybe.
I have to be. I got the chat. You got out of yours. You're no longer doing your.
Yeah, he don't want me teaching no more.
You're not doing decals anymore.
He said I'm not good enough.
He did not say that. Don't lie to people. He didn't say that. Gotta get that list together there. I gotta make sure we've got to take our extra wrappers
Why?
to assist with the learning center setup. I gotta get a final head count
Duh.
from Kevin and them to see how many they have, and then bring the extras. What I got.
Maybe.
It's not a maybe. It is. I already agreed to it. Because he was like, "How many wrappers do you have?" I was like, "Plenty. How many do you need?"
8.
I have so many. Has the rod maker issue with the tickets for the reception been mailed yet? I don't believe I have received it yet.
We got ours today.
Yeah, we just got ours today, so you should be seeing
Today or
it.
yesterday?
Yeah, we didn't check the mail yesterday, did we?
We just got it like within the last day or so.
So you should see it soon.
And we usually get ours later than
Yeah.
most, even though we're only an hour from Tom.
It's
Like, we're an hour from his house, and we get ours later than most people.
That's funny because we've never actually gone to visit Tom, but we are pretty dang close to him.
He's just in High Point.
When is your next live show? So it will not be this coming weekend. It'll be the weekend after. So as far as the date, it will be March 7th.
Yep.
March 7th. And we'll be doing a recap on the expo.
Oh, that's going to cause a problem. We'll have to either skip or make up.
Why?
We're not doing one on the 13th and 14th weekend.
It's not on the 13th and 14th weekend.
Oh, that's in between. Okay.
Yeah. The next one is the 21st. Oh, we're good. We're
Okay.
gold with this one that it fell into.
Okay.
I'm not doing it on your birthday.
I'm not doing that weekend.
March 13th is his birthday, and March 14th is our youngest son's birthday. So
nothing happening.
It's always birthday weekend when it's March.
My month. That's my month.
Month, man.
You doing nothing.
So March 7th will be our
calling out of work all month.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Good.
But you can't.
I can't.
If you're going to call out of work, I'm going to put you to work out here.
I know.
That's why you won't call out of work.
Got things to do.
I had him cut an EVA today. He was getting aggravated because the bandsaw was giving him a headache because he's not used to hearing all the loud noises and stuff.
That thing's loud.
So he needed to get out of his office sometimes and come down here to the real world with machines.
Well, no, it's not just the bandsaw. It's the bandsaw, the music at 40, the two kids yelling, Mary over here screaming at herself, getting stuck to the table, then stepping over the dogs.
I had my fingers glued to themselves today at one point. It was pretty funny. March 18th is the best day. I bet that's your birthday.
It's all the noise. I can't focus in noise. I just can't. And when I try to, I get a headache.
The noise is what drowns out what goes on in my head.
Like, we went to pick up some blocks from storage and come back, and
he did with the boys.
She had the music so loud I couldn't even.
It was on 40.
I couldn't think to speak. It's
the TV that hangs up there. It was on 40. And the loud music is what drowns out all of the little... Because then I don't have enough brain capacity to listen to the along with the music. I crank it up. I prefer to have it in my ears.
You know, I'm pretty sure if I went to... What is it? Microsoft that did that room? The silent room?
I don't want the silent room.
I'm pretty sure I could sleep in there and be fine.
Mm-mm. I don't know. People go crazy because they can hear their blood pumping and stuff.
I'd be okay with that.
I don't think I would.
I think I would. I'm good with silence.
I'm not.
I don't believe in awkward silence.
Mm. Sorry about winning again. Don't apologize about winning. It's a good thing. Thank you to the Decorative Studio Model and Foundation Outdoor Group. I joke on you because you win all the time, but it's fine. But in all seriousness, we're gonna have to skip one or two next time, or one. You won 3 times in a row now, so we need to let somebody else win this next go round, and then we can go back to you can win 3 more times in a row. Because you're going to, I swear, every time. As we've said before, I would not want to be.
I'm gonna start doing uh what is it that most of them don't know about?
How vague. That answers my question.
Something about specific American history.
Specific American history.
Yeah. Conspiracy theories.
Oh
type
Lord.
shit.
Oh Lord. We're gonna go down that rabbit hole. Oh Lord. Lottie, Lottie. Yep. Yep. Oh, I do want to mention for you guys that are watching, it may or may not affect you guys because you watch the live show. I don't know if any of y'all go back and watch the edited version or not. This is not going to be posted before the expo. So, as I have a lot to do, the list of things that I have to get done before we leave, along with everything, is just, it continues to keep growing because Mary's an idiot. But I'm not going to be able to get this out this week before I go to the expo. So it will be coming out the week after we get back.
It'll probably be posted the
Sometime.
Saturday that we have the next episode.
It depends on how fast I can get it edited because we won't be getting back in until late Sunday night. And then I've got to get back on the schedule, getting the boys to school, getting the dogs picked up. We have to we got stop. I know. I got to get back to that. You chill out. I got to get the trailer unpacked before I can even get back to rod building because half the shop is going with us. So
again,
yay. So it may be
it'll probably be
Tuesday or Wednesday before I can sit down and even start on editing it, and that would be at night because during the day I have to work on the physical things that I got to work on. If I wasn't doing so many demos, I'd take that with me to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and just hack away on it, but
Excuse me.
is what it is. I'm gonna tape the tape anchor and pray over it. Like the iCast wrap ain't moved an inch, and it's been thrown around all over the place. So I'm hoping
Which one is that?
the one that crap, what I call her? My other wrap. It's sitting on the PVC tube right up there. Nebula, but with the fire colors. What are you looking at?
I'm looking for it.
It's on the wrapper. It's laying down on the wrapper. It's on a PVC stick. It's the one that I was wrapping and I stopped wrapping because Steve walked up to me. It's the red, white. It's red, black, yellow, orange, white. It's the fire hot nebula. Regardless, it's been sitting there since July. We got back from July. I threw it. I ain't touched it since, and not a single thread has moved. So I'm hoping that this is going to behave the same way. If it doesn't, you guys may see a side of Mary you haven't seen before. Just saying. Because now that would be like 30-something hours just gone.
A whole week's worth of work.
A whole week's worth of work. I beat Duncan one time, was a question, not a riddle. Proud of that. We switched to riddles to try to trip him up, but it didn't work. Not working. Congratulations, Duncan. Are you and Wes in cahoots with the questions?
Ask Mary what my comment I have said when looking things up before.
What?
I wonder if this will stump Duncan.
Yeah, we're always wondering if we're going to be able to stump him or not. This one seems hard. Let's try this one. Another side of Mary. Yeah, you're going to see the very, very mad. Very mad. I don't put very mad out in public often. Actually, at all. And nobody's seen me mad. Like that mad. But the problem is, okay, let's say like worst case scenario, like if I have to cut it off again, my dumb ass is gonna put the exact same pattern back on there, do the exact same thing. Whether I do a 4-axis or not would be up for debate. But I would put the same pattern back on there. Because now I've committed to this and I'm not letting it fail. Like I'm not letting thread beat me, like that's now it's the stubborn side is kicked in. Anybody else would be like, do something easier. Well, no, I've committed to this. I'm not doing that. Customer loved it.
He seen it, was like, oh my gosh, I love it. Great.
Great. I did too.
You might not get that.
Not get that one. You're not getting that one. So, like I said, I hate to walk away from a wrap that I'm so like this close. Like I'm putting down the final threads, but I'm having to pack as I go.
You pack
And
and,
the
move
packing
and
is-
lift and shift.
The
And
packing is what is taking so long. So it's just, and I know I've got probably another 4 or 5 hours in that route.
or more.
Or more. It could take longer. I worked on it for 6 hours solid the other day, and I got 2 threads down. 2 threads in each place. Now, granted, each part is 12 sections. It's 12 sections.
You know what I just thought of looking at the grips and the screen?
Hmm.
You know when you look at a pool that has a blue liner, like from back in the 90s, and it has that reflection on
Is
it?
that what that one looks like?
No.
Which one? Oh, up there? Oh, that one? It's got the ripple effect.
Looks like the blue
Mm.
liner in the pools.
I like
With
the
water.
side pattern on that thing. I want to try that grip again, but like shrink the pattern down so it won't turn off the edges. Or maybe turn the edges off. I actually don't mind it, but it doesn't make sense to continue to keep building a block that you know that part of it's going to go away. So,
Mm-hmm.
but if I had finished the wrap the first time and had been moving all along on that one like it was supposed to be, I was going to have time to try to do that for round 2 to take to the expo. But
When?
no, I would have been done with that and not working on it. Remember?
Yeah, but you'd have started on this and made more. I know.
No.
I know you.
No,
I
I
know
wouldn't
you-
have made more. I would have felt more prepared for it. Don't look at them with that side eye like I'm lying out of my teeth. I'm backed up because I had to spend 4 extra days on a wrap that I was already finished with. That's why I was so aggravated with having to cut it off. Don't.
You
Don't.
can't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you. I got delayed on it. Lesson.
Will you be marbling at the show or doing thread work, chevron, diamond wrap, etc.?
So Alan, I will be doing. I have 4 demos.
All of it.
We're doing all of it. I'm going to be marbling. I'm going to be talking about EVA stuff. I'm going to be doing decorative wraps. That's the other thing I also have to sit down and figure out this week exactly what I'm doing for the decorative wraps. Marbling, I already kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. It's going to be something different than what I did tonight. The EVA stuff is pretty straightforward for me. And the decorative wraps, I always try to do something
Special.
different every year instead of recycling the same stuff. Although it's sometimes is not where everybody's at. So I always try to like do the beginner, intermediate kind of teaching stuff because a lot more beginners are at coming to the show and stuff. But I don't know what I'm doing exactly for the thread stuff. I don't know. I'll be doing something. What?
I'll tell you off camera.
Dang, so wish I could be there. We'll talk about it on the recap on the 7th when we get back. Things that happen, stories, and all the chaos. Whatever I do decide to teach, I'll work it into
A video
a
somehow.
video somewhere. Whether it's on this show or it's a separate thing or whatever the case may be. I will share it with the world. Look.
Huh.
What is that?
I don't know.
Bill, you caught the end of the live. We're
Yeah.
on Q&A and about to wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
You're late.
You're late. You're late.
That'll be 1 lap for every minute you were late.
Ah, that's a bottle of Grand Malo tequila.
And at this point, that's 128 minutes. So I expect a minimum of 128 fluid ounces of Grand Malo.
That's going to bed time. Good night. Enjoy the show. Good night, Ryan.
That's my bedtime.
Yep. We got to get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow anyway, so I gotta get up at 6 o'clock. Don't look at me like that. I'll wake you up at 8. That way you're not grumpy with me. Is that fair?
I don't get up early unless I'm going fishing or hunting. I'm sorry.
No, if you will, if I wake you up and tell you to get your butt out of bed and come help me. He said, I noticed was pouring burl acrylic. I'm not the only one late. Yeah, John was late too. Our friends, Bill and John, are like true friends, just showing up late.
They don't care.
Y'all don't care about us.
Too busy trying to spotlight.
Congratulations on your centerfold, Bill. It's a pretty rod. It's very pretty. We just got the magazine today, so we saw it. Which I need to make sure that those tickets go into whatever is coming with us. Like we don't forget it like we did last time.
Right. I think we forgot it the past 3 years.
We did, and Tom's always like, guys. And I'm like, I know, it's sitting at my house. On the counter.
We're framing them. Sorry.
Yeah, we're keeping them. We're seeing how long we can go on this shindig.
Yeah, because last year I just walked up to him. He said, "You forgot again, didn't you?" I said, Yep. Yep. I didn't even have to say anything. Just walked up to him and he started handing me tickets. I was like, "Yep." Don't matter. I don't win anyways.
You got an apron, didn't you?
I didn't win from drawing for an apron. He asked the question, "Who's never won?" And I said, 20 years running, never won.
He's so salty.
Here's your apron.
He's so salty. Ah,
Yeah, I'm salty. I've watched people at my table win Renzetti's. I ain't won. Salt.
Salt in the wound. Have a good night, Greg. We will be here. Oh, okay. Good luck on the can't get it out. Good luck on the foot surgery.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, Mardi Gras. What did I say?
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. That's
Mardi Gras.
Contact cement. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up. Maybe we should say paint it up this time. No, bad. Anyways, so with marbling, it is basically just have fun with it. I mean, honestly, there's nothing too complicated with it. It really is just kind of sit down and do trial and error and see what you like, what you don't like. Play around with different size tools, different size little picks. The finer the object, the more detail that you're going to get in. The bigger the object, the more you're going to drag a lot of paint and stuff around. Try using the pigments. Try using mica powders. I like mica powders. I have a whole bunch of mica powders. But this is something for most of us tonight. Definitely was not my night to be doing it because I have painted myself orange and I didn't even... All I did was just touch things on accident. If I had the mica powder out tonight and I accidentally coughed or sneezed or breathed,
Twitch.
I would have gotten it all over the place. So I didn't want to play around with mica powders tonight because of that situation. Especially with how the cameras are framed over it so that you guys can see. Because it's like, and then I'm never getting rid of all of that. It's just going to be here. Like the fine dust of EVA that's floating around in here. But it's really just kind of watching what other people are doing. Thinking ahead of kind of what you're looking for. And just playing around with it. Like I said, taking a heat gun and just blowing it around will do some fun stuff. That's actually how I did the one that I made look like granite. Was just kind of taking the heat gun and like letting it do its thing.
Yep.
And also letting it drip this way and that way.
And don't forget, you can put alcohol in a spray bottle and do things.
Another one that I want to play, I have been kind of playing around with is alcohol inks, but I haven't got anything definitive that I'm ready to kind of be like, hey, look at this. So it's on the list. Problem is I'm so behind on wraps.
The list runs for a year.
The list is just being added to, and that rod has put me behind almost 3 weeks from all the redos I've had to do on it. So I haven't had time to play with the alcohol inks, but it is coming, and it is on the list. It'll get there eventually, but yeah, I mean, do you have anything to add to the marbling conversation? I mean, it really is just sit down and just
Do it.
Do it. Just do it. Like, just play with it. And it's one of the least offensive things that if you mess up, guess what? Wipe it back off and start over. Only thing that you wasted was a little bit of epoxy. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take that much to be able to use it. Like, I mix up 2 and 2 on that 1/2 inch PVC, and it usually does a pretty decent, like 6 to 8 inch section. If you mix up the same amount for a very skinnier rod, that's going to go a lot further. So, you always do 3 and 3, though, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever works for you. Try it, play with it, finger paint with it, do whatever you want to. Go check out other techniques that other people are doing with paints and stuff and different genres, and just kind of aim for a goal and practice it and have fun with it. Biggest thing is just remember to thicken it, add some sort of thickening agent, whether you use Flex Coat like I did in the video tonight, or you use mud that you can get at Voodoo rods. There's also other thickening powders that can be added to it, but I don't recommend them. The one that I have tried was specifically for tumblers, and it took a lot of it to get the pigments to not bleed out, and it was kind of annoying how much was having to be added to it, but it worked, and it didn't turn the colors pale or white or anything like that by adding it because it's a white powder, but it's just a lot easier and quicker with either using the mud or the Flex Coat color preserver. And as somebody asked earlier, I don't know if the other color preservers would work. I don't know if anything else would work for it. It's one of those you just kind of have to sit down and experiment and see what happens. That's why I like to play on PVC, because it's pretty cheap and inexpensive and easy to clean, and I don't really have to worry about messing up a blank. Can you put isopropyl 91% in marbling, or does it have to be denatured alcohol? I don't use either one of those in marbling, actually. Now, if you're talking about like trying to thin your epoxy to get it to penetrate, I use acetone to thin it.
You're probably talking about spirits bottle.
But if you're talking about spraying it, it'd be the
Denatured.
denatured on that. Okay, I've never used it that way. Isopropyl.
You could use either, but I would use denatured.
I would think acetone would have more of a hit to it than denatured.
I don't know the one. I'd want to atomize acetone.
Oh yeah, no, that's not a good idea. Ugh. Never mind.
It's
That's not a good idea at all.
It's a potent enough product as it is.
No, he says to thin it. If I'm thinning it, I'm not mixing color into it. I'm just using straight epoxy and acetone. And I would mix a 2 milliliters, 2 milliliters with like 3 or 4 drops of acetone mixed into it, and it will soak in really, really good. But I wouldn't do it with marbling, because the whole point was to keep the color.
Unless you
there.
want it to meld together.
Yeah, unless that's what you want, then do that.
But
But I hope you guys enjoyed the demos tonight. I hope that you learned something. Maybe I gave you some thoughts to try some things. Maybe invigorated your soul with marbling, if you will. And with that, we're going to go ahead and head out. And we hope you guys have a great night. And we'll talk later. Bye.
Toodles.
Toodles, poodles. Do, 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 do.